Hi everyone, how are you all?
I'm good. And how are you?
I'm good as well. How's the weekend going?
Great.
That's good to know. All right, let's wait for a few more minutes for others to join. Meanwhile, if you could turn on your camera so we could make this into a more interactive session. So, how's the preparation for CELPIP going for you guys?
I haven't booked mine. I'm still trying to make sure I practice more before meeting.
So, you said that you haven't booked yours yet.
Yes,
Okay, so when do you plan to on booking that?
definitely maybe second week in March. Because Indu wants me to practice more and send her those practice so that she'll grade and before I now go ahead to book.
Okay, all right. Well, good luck for that. Good luck. So let's start with a brief introduction to this session. So my name's Zia. To those that this is the first session that they're attending, and over here in this session, we start with a Q&A session. Feel free to ask me any question if you have regarding CELPIP, any module, any question whatsoever, and then we'll move on to the grammatical aspect of the session. And today we're going to discuss in the grammar parallel structure that we can use for writing and for speaking. So to start with, do we have any questions for CELPIP for any module whatsoever? Do we not have any question whatsoever? Let it be listening, speaking, writing. No question whatsoever. Hi, Peter Ken. How are you? If I'm pronouncing your name right. I can't hear you. You're muted.
Yeah, good day. Hi.
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 Hi. How's the preparation for CELPIP going?
Well, it's going, good so far. Sarah is awesome. We're actually learning a lot. We're grasping the concept of the units much more better than before. So, we're really grateful that we had joined this platform.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. I think this is your first time joining this grammar session as well, right?
Yes, it's our first time because it's our first full week. This week, we started on Tuesday of this week. So it's our first full week of school.
That's interesting. Let me introduce myself and what we do over here in this session. So basically, we start off by having a quick Q&A session. It would mean that, feel free to ask me any question whatsoever regarding CELPIP, any question at all, be it listening, writing, reading, or speaking if you have any. And then we will move on to the grammatical part of it. And in grammar, we usually have like every day, every week, we have a new topic to discuss on advanced grammar. And today we're going to discuss parallel structures. So let's start the Q&A session. So Analia, Joy, Linda, Peter Kane, if you have any question regarding CELPIP, any module.
For me, I don't have any question because Hindu has really been able to discuss deeply and like she always asks us if we have questions, we ask, and she's always available to
Oh,
discuss those issues with us.
she's a pro at that. Yes, she is. But do we not have any other question, or shall we move on to the grammar part of it?
I just have one question. Basically, we have just, grasping the concept of the listening unit, but
Mhm.
just the question about the writing and the reading unit. The time span that Sarah was actually, explaining a little bit about it. She didn't really touch base on a lot of aspects of it before, but just one, what the concept of the exam, like the timing that you get in the reading exam.
Okay, so let me pull up a document. We can have an orientation of the reading part. We can quickly do that, and for the writing part as well. Hi, Harith, how are you?
Sorry. Hi. Hi. I'm good. How about you today? Hello. Can
Yes,
you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
Mm.
Okay. Oh, I'm good. Thank
I
you.
didn't know I should know this.
That's good to know. How's the preparation going?
Uh, I have done few exercises like during the week, but not into my satisfaction level. I need 9, right? So still for the reading, I'll be standing around 8. But I'm not sure why the listening is the easiest one. Listening, it's always coming up with the lower one, like than the existing scores. Currently, I'm standing at 7, but it's coming at 6 now.
Oh, why is that? Like, is it like note taking or is it you like overthinking with the answers? What's the process? What's happening?
Yes, I'm actually confused with like so like what I have done most mistakes is the part 1, I think. It's the
What's that?
easiest one. Yeah, the listening part 1. I'm
Okay.
sure. Yes, because I don't know. Like it's like maybe the selection of the answer is like it's need to be more.
No, I get it. I get it. Part one, surprisingly, a lot of people have trouble with that because since it's so easy, people get to take it
Yeah.
in and they do it like super quick, being overconfident about it. So it's only natural. Also, one more thing. Cordelia, how are you? I just saw you over here. How's everything?
Fine.
Okay, I received the question that you were talking about last night, so we would be practicing that. Okay, this is something for all of you. After I have a quick review or overview of reading, I would like to do a test together with all of you, and
Oh,
that would just fully let you comprehend on how to do different aspects of part two specifically. So, Cordelia, I would like for you to stick around so that we can have a look at that question type together and you can, take benefit from that. Works?
Okay.
All right. So, yes, to check in. So, you were asking about the time and basically how it would go, right? So, when it comes to reading, let me start off from the basics. So, reading is super easy in CELPIP if we compare it to different test types. How is this easy? Because this tests your communicative abilities. It tests your day-to-day, conversation English, conversational language. It's not highly academic. It's not highly professional. It's all conversational. How do we understand that? How do we know that? The first task is reading correspondence. And if before even this, if we talk about the timings, we have set timings for all of the tasks. You cannot bank on time, which means that if you have 11 minutes for the first task, you have to complete 11 questions. Let's say that you complete this in 9 minutes. You cannot utilize the next 2 minutes in the next part. So you cannot bank on time. Okay. If you complete a task in 9 minutes, so utilize that time into proofreading your answers, into rechecking your answers. If not, let's say that you're running out of time and you're still not halfway done with your part, the computer is going to move on its own. Okay, so make sure that you are minding the time as you are doing the test. There are time saving strategies that you would gain from the courses, from the sessions. But yeah, this is all about time. And interestingly enough, since CELPIP is still in its you could say it's still an experimental test. So what is going to happen, either part two or part three is going to repeat one time. Okay, that is what we would call a practice task, which would mean that it is not unscored. Let me explain that. You just completed part one, reading correspondence. The page moved on to part two. When you completed part two, and then the page moved on, and you again have a part two, you would think that, oh, I just did this. So why is it? It's not a computer glitch. It is a requirement of the test. But one of the tasks, one of the part two, will not be scored. But you wouldn't know which one. So you're going to do your best in both the tasks. So you're going to do your best in literally every task, definitely. Okay. So point being that do not be surprised if, let's say, part two is repeated or part three is repeated. Just know that this is a requirement of the test and it is not scored.
Hello.
Okay.
Then,
Okay.
second thing is, yeah, starting from reading correspondence over here, you would have two readings. Okay. The first reading is going to be a letter.
I replied yes. Say yes.
Mhm. Yes, Cordula.
Hello. I'm in a class. I'm in a class. I said yes. I will go.
I can't hear you. Can you repeat?
Okay. No problem. Okay. Okay.
I said she's
Cordelia,
talking to
are you
someone.
talking? Oh,
No,
okay.
she's talking with someone else.
Yeah, I mute the mic.
All right. Okay. So yeah, in part one, you would have two readings. First, you will be reading a letter. Okay. You would not know. No, you would know who is writing to who, but one of the questions would ask you the relationship between the sender and the recipient. That is what we call an inference-based question, because the answer to that will not be given in the reading. It will not state that, hey, since you're my cousin, I want to invite you to this, and this. Instead, you would have to understand the relationship between the sender and the recipient yourself through the language usage. Is it formal? Is it informal? Secondly, through the purpose of the email. Let's say that the purpose of the email is very formal, that we need to discuss about our upcoming meeting in front of the board directors. So we can assume already that this is not between friends. This is between colleagues or co-workers or boss or employee. On the other hand, let's say if the purpose of the email is, hey, I want to invite you to my birthday party. So we can assume that these are friends, because invitation to birthday parties is something that, friends would do. So that is one of the tasks that we would be doing in reading correspondence. Apart from that, we would be answering specific detailed questions. Now, in the first part where you're reading the email, you would have 6 questions. Okay, and after those 6 questions, you would be reading a response to the same email. That would mean that, let's say, if I am writing a letter to, let's say, Joy, in the first one, you're going to read that, answer the 6 questions, and then you're going to read a reply from Joy to me this time. Okay, so how are you going to answer the questions for the next part? By understanding the original email. Okay, Joy would be writing back to me only if she knows what I have written to her in the first place. So if it's an invitation, she'd either write that, oh, yes, I'll definitely come, or she's going to write that, no, I can't come. So understanding the purpose of the email is very important in the first task. Then, just a second. The second task is reading to apply a diagram. In this one, the structure is going to be similar. The template is going to be similar. You're going to read a letter, and in the letter, there would be blanks for you to fill. How are you going to fill in the blanks? Through images given. There could be one, or there could be 2 or 3 images given. There could only be one image given. Point is that there would be 2 to 3 diagrams. You'd have to read the diagrams, understand, and then answer the questions or fill in the blanks. How are you going to, or what's the best strategy for this one, is to compare the diagrams with each other if there are 2 or 3. If there's just one diagram, you just need to understand what is the diagram about. Is it an advertisement? Is it a precaution against something? So we just have to understand that. And this is the part that we're going to do a practice of right after this. Then, part three, reading for information, is one of the easiest parts and one of the parts in which you could gain 9 out of 9 questions very easily. What happens over here is that you would have four paragraphs, paragraph A, B, C, and D. And against that, you would have 9 statements, statement number 1 till 9. The task over here is to identify in which paragraph what statement is being talked about. So let's say that statement number 2 we find in paragraph C. So paragraph C talks about statement number 2. So to answer would be C. So we have to match the information with the right strategies. This becomes the easiest and the part where you can get the most questions right. Then part 4, reading for viewpoints, is very similar to part 6 of listening, because in part 6 we were listening to viewpoints. What would happen? You'd be given a narration on a social topic. Let's say the social topic is advertisements for children should be limited. So that's the social topic. Now, some people would agree with this, some people would disagree with that. And that would be your task in listening and in reading part 4, to read who agrees and why, who disagrees and why. The focus will not be on who, but rather why. Okay, so if let's say Robert Pattinson is saying that he agrees that yes, television or advertisements should be limited for children. So focus on why does he agree with that, and that would be task 4. Okay, this is how the overview would look like, and this is how the test would look like when you start with it. Specific details, I hope we do get the time to do that in this session, but if not, let's start from part 2. So this part 2 that we're discussing right now actually was a question shared by Cordelia, and it was, uh, as she said, a difficult task. Let me share that with you. Mm, wait. Okay, while I am opening it up, can I have someone from you, let's say Harriet and Anelia? You've been joining these grammar sessions for a long time now, right? So can I have you guys explain what strategy do you use for part 2, for example?
Leave them now.
So it's about the diagram, right? So
Mhm.
usually there are photos or something related to that will be there in the diagram. Like, for example, it's supposed to be a comparing thing. So what I do is, like, first I go and read the question, and let's say it's high for the, let's say, which is the cheapest one is they're asking.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll check with the prices, like with the which price is the low, which item is having the lowest price. Like, we can quickly go and read, like it's kind of a little bit easier task. So I'm not sure how others like navigate with this. um Sometimes it gives a it won't give a high vocabulary, so it's only to like read the question and superlative form, and with navigating with the superlative and the other features of the item.
Right, right. Okay, can I have one more person chip in? Like, how do they do it?
Yeah, I have
Let's
it.
take my when I take it advantage. Okay.
So you said in reading part 2, so we
Mhm,
have a diagram. We have a
mhm,
diagram on the left hand side. Then we have, depends on the, you have the answer, the question on the other side. So first of all, you read who is the sender and who is the receiver, which
Mm-hmm.
is like an email, yeah. Then you have to read you have to start reading. For example, it sometimes most of those email look like you want to buy something for someone, you want to suggest something, you need the other person's opinion, or you saw something you want to buy, you want to compare the prices and all that. And sometimes it has inference question in it for you to like brainstorm what is going to fit at this particular thing. Then you check the diagram too. We have some prices, some prices there, sometimes location. So depends on the question. So you check the question, then you go to the diagram to go and compare to see.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. Now, let's try these strategies into a reading test that I got from Cordelia. I am trying to paste it into a document that we can use right now over here, like this. Okay, so this is what she had shared, right? Now, over here, as we have discussed so far, that we receive pictures, like we receive options, and then we compare those options with the best, the worst, the most expensive, most cheapest. But over here, we have only one picture: coastal comfort for retreats. Let me just confirm, Cordelia, this is the one that you were talking about, right?
Yes, this is one of it.
Okay, so let's see. How is it? Now, according to what you guys have mentioned, that we start with the information that we are given, understand what are we reading, understand the context behind it. So over here we have coastal comfort retreats. So it's about a retreat. So it's an advertisement. What we offer: spacious and stylish holiday homes, breathtaking ocean countryside views, equipped kitchen, modern amenities, pet-friendly options, Wi-Fi, and private parking. So we have, if you book early, 20% off. If you're doing it in the middle of the week, 25% off, 7 nights, pay for six. So these are the deals and offers. What else? Relax, repeat, explore. Our hobbies are conveniently located near beautiful beaches for sunbathing and water sports, picturesque hiking trails and nature reserves, local restaurants, pubs, and cultural attractions. Okay, so that's it. We have three. We have understood what we are looking at. To Sarah from Jonathan. Hi, Sarah. I came across a place that feels like it was made for someone who appreciates both serenity and a bit of adventure. It's located in a spot that offers just the views, but also easy access to some places you could get lost in without being stuck in the middle of dash. So, without being stuck in the middle of bustling cities, nowhere, crowds, inconvenience. What would you guys think? What's the answer over here?
One,
Bustling
it
cities.
a bustling city.
Right. Why do you think so? Why bustling cities?
It says countryside views, which means it is not a city.
It's not a busy place
Okay.
where everything is somehow rowdy.
Ocean and breathtaking ocean and countryside views are there.
Okay, so bustling cities. Now, this was an example. Okay, Cordelia, I hope that you're listening to this. So, this was an example of an inference based question. We do not exactly get bustling cities, but we got a negative picture of it. A contrast, you could say, that you would get to enjoy in the countryside. Okay, so if you're enjoying in the countryside, that would mean that you don't have to go to the bustling cities because basically you're escaping the bustling cities. So, inference based question, right? And then, next one, think about it: a home where everything's ready for you, but you'll still feel like you've escaped from the usual dash. Chaos, rush,
Chaos.
routine.
Chaos. No, no, no. Mm, usual. Rush.
This is
Rush.
this is the keyword, usual.
Rush.
So, what is usual? Is chaos usual? Is rush usual? Is routine usual? Or is stress usual?
Chaos.
Chaos and stress, by the way, are not usual. You don't live in chaos and stress now, do you? It's not like always that you're living in a constant chaotic state of mind.
Okay.
Chaos
I
and
think it's
stress,
routine.
come again?
Routine.
Routine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
chaos and stress we can easily eliminate. How? Because those are not a state of mind, but those are some things that you do or that you feel occasionally. When you talk about usual, so the first thing that you can connect usual with is routine. Okay, the mundane routine where you wake up, you go to work, you come back, you sleep, you wake up, go to work, come back, sleep. So that's the usual routine. And yeah, then we have uh, they've got a way to keep things flexible too. So you won't be caught off guard when dash. So you won't be caught off guard when dash because we both know when that happens. So you won't be caught off guard. And remember, the keyword here is flexible. So you
When
won't be caught off.
things go wrong. Wait, sorry.
You forgot something.
Why forget something, by the way?
So keep things flexible and
When,
won't caught off.
when plans change.
Why plans change?
Right?
Over here, if you have noticed so far, all of these are inference-based question. None of these are, answers taken from the picture. Association, basically. So, what do you think? Like when you get caught off guard, what is that because of? Usually, when things go wrong, yes, you do get caught off, but more than that, you get caught off when your plans change. Okay. So, and flexible also would work with changing of plans, right? So they've got a way to keep things flexible too. So you won't be caught off guard when plans change because we both know that happens. Things go wrong is very specific. And unless there's a problem that has been mentioned over here in the information, we can't choose things go wrong because it's very specific. You forget something is also a bit specific, and then the weather's bad, that is just unrelated. So plans change because of two reasons. One thing that is associated with getting caught off guard, and also with the word flexible over here.
Oh yeah, because they said that you can cancel anytime and etc. Right?
Yes,
So
flexible
yeah,
changes and
plans change.
reconciliation.
Okay. Plus, there's something about being able to make the most of your time there without overthinking the little dash. So,
Yes.
what do we, again, the keyword over here is overthinking. And what do we overthink?
Worries.
Worries.
No, we don't overthink worries. Worries is itself overthinking.
Luxury.
I'm
Not,
thinking expectations or
you don't overthink expectations. No, you
Details.
overthink details. You overthink
Yeah.
details. Okay. Worrying, when you overthink, that's worrisome in itself. You don't overthink being worried. Okay,
okay.
so worried is like a result of overthinking. So it's not worried. Okay. Overthinking luxuries does not make any sense. And overthinking expectations could be the answer because, yes, you can overthink expectations, but it wouldn't fit over here. Plus, I don't think you do overthink expectations. You overthink about details, right? Okay. Let me know what you think. It could be the change of pace we've both been
Let me know what you think will be the
Waiting for.
best way both being.
waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we've both been waiting for because this is again association of the keywords. All right. Okay. Um, Cordelia, have you understood this task?
Yes, from what you did, the answer did not come from the left hand side of the thing. What we offer exclusive this and offer and exploring relax. The answer did not come from there. You just read it when you understand, you'll be able to know the answer.
Uh, I'm sorry, I didn't get it. Are you saying that the
I
answer?
said the answer did not come from this coastal comfort readers. That is not where the answer
Exactly.
came from.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That you see, if let's say there are two kinds of part two in which you've got to compare between two things. Let's say you've got three pictures, right? Let me show you what I'm talking about. Just a second to make a reference. For example, I think most of you would have done this one, but I have it over here. Um, wait. So this is one way, right? That you're going to get four pictures together. If there are four pictures together, the strategy is simple that you compare them with each other, look for comparative and superlative degree. But let's say there's no four picture together, there's just one picture or an advertisement, maybe some information sharing thing. So most probably you're not going to get the answers from directly the information given here, but rather you'd have to infer. If you remember, if you have done reading before with your instructors, you would know that there are three question types. You've got main idea questions, you've got specific detail, and inference based questions. Specific detailed questions would mean that you have to rely on these, but inference based questions would mean that you have to associate, connect the dots, and conclude the answer yourself. Yes, Harriet, you have a question?
Yes. So since it's the last one, the number 5, I have a small question with that. They have given 4 options like missing, waiting for, looking for. So when we are doing the inference-based questions, there can be like, let's say, if we use the missing, it could be an answer, right? Like because there is a exclamation mark on the end, you decide like waiting for, or like it could be like we can feel that okay, that the both been waiting for is the answer, but someone else can answer like we both been waiting, no, sorry, we both been missing. So it is also correct, right?
I get your question. I totally understand that. So when it comes to inference-based question, it's not like it should totally be a guesswork that, okay, it looks like it's appropriate and it's fitting the situation, so this might be the answer. It's not always that. Okay, you would also have words that would support the answer. Now you're saying that, missing could also be the answer. Yes, grammatically and even semantically, missing would fit over here. But let's look at the keywords. If over here, let's say that the person would have written that in between everything that's going on, we do need to take some time out to relax, then missing would have made sense because that would suggest that in their busy lifetime, relaxation was missing. Okay. Avoiding, let's say, if the word is avoiding, if the answer is avoiding, so one of the sentences over here, some of the information would relate to the word avoiding. So as I've mentioned, that inference based question, it's not a guesswork. It is rather looking at the details, looking at the words thoroughly. Okay, and what would help you with that, especially your transitional words. Okay, if there's, let's say, a comparative that on the other hand, but in the contrast, that makes the work 50 times more easier because whatever is talked about in the sentence before the word but, you would select the opposite. Okay. If the word is hence or does or because of it, you're looking for a cause and effect relationship. So while you're doing inference-based questions, look out for keyword or look out for transitional keywords of but, however. Okay, I hope I have answered your question, but let me conclude that
Oh,
again.
sorry, before you go, for me, I was even thinking of looking for if it's something both of you have been trying to find out, and finally one of them came across that. So I was thinking of looking for, not waiting for. Sorry, I don't know. Can looking
Look, yes, go ahead.
can looking for also fit into that place, or
Looking for. Let's read the first two lines again, so that let's see that which one matches best, waiting for or looking for. Because you see, waiting for would make sense if the person says that, oh, we do need to get out of here. So that would suggest that they're waiting for an opportunity like this. So let's read as to what does it ask for. I came across a place that feels like it was made for someone who appreciates both serenity and a bit of adventure. It's located is in a spot that offers not just the views but also easy access to some places you could get lost in without being stuck in the middle of dash. Think about it, a home where everything's ready for you. Looking for. So again, there's no language used for looking for. There's no language used.
Now, please, I have a question. You see what you just read now? He said, without being stuck in the middle of, if you look at normal English language, they'll tell in the middle of nowhere. But this answer is Boston City. So my question now is that how do you know, how do you is it make match or match inference question to the answer? Because he said without being stuck in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of crowd could be the answer to the other one that is not making sense. There's the inconveniency, but we have the answer as bustling cities. So how do we match what is driving the answer from the question? That's my question.
Okay, so if you see in the middle of nowhere is a very good, it's a very common phrase. So you would think that because it's a common and formal phrase as well. But why is bustling cities the answer? Again, as I've mentioned, that it's not guesswork, right? So you look at the information that's given, without being stuck in the middle of dash, and we have the four options. First, try to eliminate all the options. So in the middle of crowds could be the answer, nowhere could be the answer, bustling cities could be the answer, only inconvenience is the odd one out. So let's cancel this. Now let's have a look at the information that's given and try to match that, the information that has been given to us. What does it associate more with? What does it connect more with? Right? So as we have seen, even like second option, countryside views. So if it's showing countryside views, that would mean that you don't have to get stuck in the bustling cities. There is no information over here, no information whatsoever. That would suggest in the middle of nowhere. Okay. And again, there's no information over here. That would suggest crowds without being stuck in the middle of crowd. So we're going to pick the answer that is the most closest in association with the information. If it's a specific detailed question, then we're going to select the option that is clearly given. But over here, it's not clearly given. We have to make inference. We have to connect the dots. And that's why bustling cities is the answer. So even if it's, let's say, you read a question and you know that this is an inference-based question, it does not mean that it's totally left on your guesswork, or it's totally left on simple conclusions, assumptions. No, you have to conclude the answer looking at the information anyways. Okay, so it's not impossible. Do read the answers and then associate. All right.
Okay, my question is it compulsory that a question like this, leading to apply a diagram, number one question must come from the the answer, you read the first paragraph, get the contents, and use it to answer number one question? Is it compulsory?
No,
No.
it's not always the case. It's not always the case. In all four of the parts, part one, two, three, four, and all of reading, it's not structured. The
No, no,
first answer.
I'm just asking on this type now.
No, no, it's
Because
not.
where
It's
we
not.
got
It could be literally anywhere. So not
I'm,
in
I'm
this part
coming.
is
I'm coming. Because from where we got the answer is from that paragraph one, the first paragraph.
I
What
wouldn't even
we got.
call them paragraphs though.
Hello?
I wouldn't even call them paragraphs. So no,
No,
it's
no,
not all.
I just want to for you to know what I'm talking about. You didn't
I
say
understand your
paragraph,
point.
but I'm not saying from okay what we offer. The contents under what we offer is what you understand from that place that made you to say that the correct answer is Boston cities. So my question is, any question like this, is it compulsory you must get the answer after reading the first one, since you say you don't call it paragraph? After reading it, what you got, you now use it to compare to the answer of number one, because the rest did not come from that place. The rest is after reading what you understand, you now use it to answer the question.
No, it's not always confirmed. To summarize it, it's not always confirmed.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions from here?
What she was trying to say, what I understood, what we offer. You said there's breathtaking ocean and countryside view. So now, without being stuck in the middle of Boston City, so is it that we are mix matching this countryside view you underline to get the answer for this first sentence, middle of the Boston City? So we are trying to see how do we connect this sentence with the answers. Think, yeah.
I get the question now. Okay, so you see, um, okay, so if let's say that this is an actual exam, I come from experience. That's why I noticed this. Let's say that you are very new to CELPIP, you are under time pressure as well, so you do not have the time to think that is this connecting. So what you're going to do naturally and automatically, read the whole thing until you find any one of these options, right? So naturally you're going to keep reading, but since you're going to find none of these options being listed over here, then your second choice to fall back onto would be the one that is closest or that's the contrary to any of these words. Okay, either the synonym or the antonym. So over here, we did not find any synonym for bustling cities, for nowhere, for crowds, for inconvenience, but we did find an antonym for bustling cities, a negative, right? So when this is a very good question though that we can use or make use of in literally all of the reading parts. So you're looking in all of the reading parts, you're looking for the keyword, not just the keyword itself, either a synonym or the opposite, because both are words that you're going to find your answers from. A completely unrelated word is never going to give you the answer. Pet friendly and family friendly options for question number one does not make sense because it is in no correlation whatsoever. What will be in correlation will either be a synonym or an antonym. Understood?
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
I have a last question. Uh, she for the first sorry last one. She said that she took looking for, right. So on the first part it says I came across a place that feels light, which means he's been searching and he found something, right? how do we eliminate like the looking for one for the last fifth question as the answer? How can we eliminate that?
No, no, no. You see, I was also confused about it. This was also my first time looking at it. And after reading the whole thing, it just clicked to me that yes, the first sentence I came across can give the answer of looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So that is one mistake from my part. I was going to come back to this, is that this is more closer to looking for than waiting for. Okay,
Yeah.
so what the evidence that we have for waiting for was just one, that just like in the middle of nowhere, it is a very common phrase that we use, opportunity
Yeah.
that we're waiting for. But for this one, we have much stronger evidence. I
Looking
came
for is the
across
answer. Okay.
exactly. So the answer would be looking for. Let me just confirm it real quick as well. Um, I think we would have the answers for. No, we don't have the answers for this. But yes, I think I would ask this for, I would second have a second opinion on this as well. But you're right. Looking for has much more evidence.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions for this part?
No, for me.
This was an interesting exercise, right?
Yes.
I hope.
Yes. I know. It's been tough when you're at the exam. It's really tough to come up
That
with the
is true.
answer
That
with the
is true.
pressure of the time.
I think with the exam, when you talk about exam, people who are much in connection with their emotional health are much, better off, because what happens usually is that you would do all the practice that you can, but if you have the jitters on the test day, if you are restless on the test day, then yes, that's a bad sign. So I would suggest that, let's say that if you are doing your test and you come across a question that you don't recognize, it's a very new question. So don't panic, don't get overwhelmed. Remember all the strategies, remember all the practices, because at its core, no matter what the information is, no matter how modified the questions are, what will save you is the strategies that you have practiced, right? So it doesn't matter that it's a very different question type. It's something that you have not practiced before. It's fine. Use the strategies that you have been applying to the previous question types. Now, this one would be very new for most of the people, right? Because what is highly common 90% of the time, images, 3 to 4 images. Only,
Uh,
once in a blue moon, you will.
excuse, I'm telling you, is this type now, not that diagram you brought. Left with that diagram you brought, I don't think anybody would have been failing readings. Is this type? That diagram just explain itself in a way that you don't need to look left or right to answer the questions. That diagram explains itself very well. Is this one now is difficult to compare with that diagram? And is this type
Mhm.
that is coming out?
Yes. Again, CELPIP does not have a set level of difficulty. So this is an example of a difficult test. Yes, because all of the questions are inference based. But you could receive an easier question type as well, an easier question as well. Because as mentioned earlier, there's no set level of difficulty. The only difference is that if you do receive a difficult test, your band score, you would have a leverage for a higher band score. Because you see, the total amount of questions that you get right, that uh, kind of like that determines your band score. If, let's say, you receive a difficult test, so you would have a leverage of achieving a higher band score. If you have an easier test, so that would be your band score would be on the lesser side. This is the scoring information, right? So if it's a difficult, let's say that you got 31 questions right and you had the difficult set. So you would get a 9 band score. On the other hand, if you have an easier test, an easier set of questions, you would receive an 8 band score. So it's like a win-win situation. All right. Okay. Any other question with this?
No.
Or if there's any test that I feel like we should make this a part of the grammar session. If there's a test that you feel difficulty in, or if there's something that, Zaya, why is this the answer? You don't understand. So save a screenshot so we can discuss it over here like this. It would be much interesting. This was a question from Cordelia. So if you have any other question, if you have a test that you do not understand, either you can present it right now or you can
Can I
share
have
it for later.
your phone number so that I can send another one to you?
Oh, you can send it to the backend team. I think you sent
I
this
mean,
to.
since we are in class now, so that we can use it.
You can put it in the chat.
Oh, right now,
Please,
yes, you
can
can
you
put
give me your number? Let me send it to you so that we can use it.
there's a policy we're not allowed to share a number, but you're
No,
connected with.
I'm not going to do anything with your number. I cannot
Oh
call
my
you.
goodness!
I don't know who you are. It's just to send
No,
it.
no, no.
Yeah, so I can't
It's,
call you. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are from. So there's no way I can call you.
Sorry,
it's not because of that. Oh my god!
Nkiru, do you know the easiest thing you can do?
Please, that
If,
is what I can do.
no, I'm just trying to
You can
suggest.
you
maybe
can send it to her. Don't worry.
No, no, I'm just
It's
trying
okay.
to.
It's okay, please.
Hello, can I send you my number?
I'm
Send it
just
to me. I will put it on the
sharing
chat.
your screen is what I'm suggesting. If you can share the
Yes, you
screen.
can also share your screen.
I'm just trying to tell you what you can do.
No
Share your.
problem. Oh, I said no problem, please.
Sister Kiru, wait. We want to have the question,
Yeah.
but what you do is let's see how we can share it. If
Yeah,
you can't
share
share your
the
screen,
Yeah.
I can also share. I can drop it on the message section here. She will get it and project it. Let's see what we can do.
Yes, either you can do that. I can share my email with you. Either you can email me. Let me put it down in the chat box. This is, reachable by everyone. So I do not have my work email working right now. So this is my personal email. Wait. No, this is the wrong one. Wait. Okay, so yeah, this is my personal email. So if you have any question or any, again, you want to share anything, you can reach me through this email. About the phone number, that was very funny of you, Cordiera. It's not that, you could try something funny. It's nothing about that. It's just a policy that I have to respect. You can email me at any times. I am basically glued to it. Secondly, you can either share your screen, or the quickest option is that you send it to the backend team. They're 24/7 available and they'd send it to me as soon as possible. You can do that as well. Make sense?
No problem.
Okay. This topic, this question that you're talking about, is it reading?
All is reading. Is reading. Is reading part 2. That's the
Oh,
one.
more part 2.
Yeah, please, can you send it to us? Because my last exam, I saw a lot of inference question. Please.
Yeah, I would suggest practicing, these kind of tests as well, because practice both the specific, the standard types and the inference-based questions as well. So that again, when you're giving the test, so you're not caught off by surprise that, oh, what is this? We haven't tried it yet. So yeah. Okay. Anything else? Or shall we move on to the grammar part of it?
Hello, I'm raising my hand up.
Yes.
My challenge is speed. Sometimes when I practice from home, I get as much as 33, 34, 35, but I want to increase speed. So what can you advise? I want to increase my speed of
Okay.
delivering. That is where I think I need to work on. so that
Right.
I will be able to meet up with as high as possible, because the speed is where I'm having issue. But when I take more time, I have as high as possible. But when I'm fast, working with time, then my score drops. So how do I increase my speed?
Okay, so there are two ways, right? And this is a very viable, very relatable question. There are two ways. Let me show you. One way is, the longer kind of a thing, which is you need to build your reading capacity. You need to read a lot in order to make yourself familiar with the reading, with reading basically. What you're talking about is that when you give a lot of time to a passage, then you're able to achieve a greater score because you're understanding everything, you're comprehending everything. Versus when you're reading fast, your brain is fixed on just completing the information instead of comprehending the information. So that's natural. So what you're going to do, if let's say that you're taking the test very soon and you do not have the time to read a lot, so try the skimming strategy. Now, a lot of people think that skimming means to read very quickly, but skimming basically is a strategy in order to read keyword to keyword. There are two benefits of that. Let me first show you how skimming works, and then let me tell you the benefits. So let's pick a passage completely in the middle of something. Let's say this. Okay. So what does skimming entail? We're not going to answer any question right now. We're just learning on how to skim, a strategy that you can apply literally anywhere in your professional life as well. The difference is, please observe, I am reading right now, not skimming. For hundreds of years, the purpose of the tusk on the unicorn whale has puzzled scientists and local Aboriginal elders alike. A northern Aboriginal legend explains the narwhal's tusk was created when a woman shooting with a harpoon rope was dragged into ocean after the harpoon had struck a large narwhal whale. So this was reading. Now compare it with skimming. Hundreds of years, purpose of the tusk unicorn whale puzzled scientists, local Aboriginals alike. Northern Aboriginal legend explains the tusk was created woman shooting harpoon rope dragged into the ocean after harpoon struck a large narwhal whale. So what's the difference? I'm not going to read auxiliary verbs, means helping verbs, determiners, like these prepositions. Okay, now you would think that it's not going to make much of a difference. It's just very small keywords. Maybe you're saving what 1 millisecond from a sentence, but no. There are two advantages of this. Number one, comparatively, it is saving some time. Okay, it becomes a bit fast. And secondly, you're reading from keyword to keyword, so comprehension is a bit easier. What is a problem when you're reading too fast is that first you're not reading for understanding, you're reading to complete, and secondly there's an overflow, there's an ocean of information, right? These small words, they include the information that you're reading. So your brain kind of switches off the comprehension part and starts to focus on starts to focus on completing the sentence. However, if you take out smaller words like these, so you have lesser information to read, and since you're reading just keyword to keyword, your brain has a much better catch. It is much better comprehending keywords basically. So this is the strategy of skimming. And what happens is that I've introduced the strategy to you, so you'd be like that, okay, this would work, but you wouldn't practice it, so it's not going to make sense. You're not going to be very good at it. You need to start skimming in like literally every day in every part of reading. Okay? Make sense?
I'm listening. Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, so do try this out. Okay, I would give you a minute, all of you a minute. I would want you guys to try this out from here till here. Okay, and see for yourself. Don't tell me, don't read it out loud, but see for yourself how do you find it. So skim keyword to keyword. Have a
How do you
minute.
find what?
Okay.
So how was it? Quicker?
Yeah, yeah. I think also when you are skimming, if you can try to speak within you, read loud within you. You are not reading out, but you are reading loud inside you. You're able to hear the message better.
Right. Yes. Okay. What about the rest of you? Like, did you find it easier? Did you find it difficult?
So what you're saying is when you're skimming, you're picking out the important information. Or what?
Yes.
Just picking out the thing that you think is relevant.
So when you are, yes, exactly. When you're skimming, you just, as I've mentioned, oh my God, what is happening? Yes, important information only.
Okay.
Okay. Mm.
Then, can I ask the second question? Or let me wait.
Yeah, come again?
Can I ask a second
Oh,
question?
yes. No, go ahead. Yes, to ask. Go ahead.
Um, can we emphasize more on? I don't know when this training is coming up. Because my exam is Monday next next upper week after on
Okay.
Monday, upper Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at how do I um, reading part 3 under A, B, C, D, E. I think I need to get a lot of speed there too and clarity. That is when I'm also having challenge. This is my personal challenge. If you know you can help me, even though after this class, or you want us to work together, I will welcome that so that we could do something, explain to each other, see how we can, because I really want to have a very high score on this exam.
We
Thank you.
can do that. Yes, we can do that. What we can do is, Cordelia here has shared another image. So we can quickly have a look at that. Then we can come back to part 3. Okay. If it means that we will have to spend less time on grammar, so we can do that. No worries.
Okay, thank you.
No
Franklin,
worries.
please, can you give me your number?
Okay,
Um,
672
I'm coming. Okay.
672
672
552
552.
8878.
Okay. After the class, I will chat you up.
Thank you.
Franklin Homo.
Thank you.
okay. So, Cordelia, is this the task? Is this the test that you're
Yes,
talking about?
yes. This is another one.
Okay, I would also, while we're at it, I would also suggest not practicing from this part. I think these are taken from YouTube, right? Because these are not,
This type do come out.
they do, but these are not always exact, okay, and a bit outdated. So CELPIP has changed their difficulty level. CELPIP has changed a bit of their structure as well.
Oh,
So
please,
try to use this.
when did they change?
Come again?
When did they change?
Recently,
When
it
did
was
they
recently.
change?
I think it's been
What?
3 months.
No. It's not. Whosoever that said 3 months, the person is lying.
Hmm?
It's not. That they changed this type. They have not changed.
No. What I'm trying to say is that it's not the format that's being changed. No, the format would remain the same. That's the structure, right? But rather the difficulty level. That because of obviously the competitiveness has increased. So the difficulty level has been changed. Yes, it doesn't mean that every test is going to be difficult because as we've just mentioned, there's a chance you could get an easier test. But even the easier test comparatively do have difficult aspects of it. Point being that there are a lot of previous tests that are online on CELPIP might be outdated. That's the point. So it's not the format that's changed. No, this could come up as a question in the actual exam, but practice from the recent modules. That's what I'm saying.
I do understand, but I'm still saying reading to apply a diagram is still this type that they're bringing in reading
Exactly.
part
Yes.
two. It's still
Yes,
this
Yeah,
that
type.
could
but
be.
he's saying the level of difficulty.
Yeah.
They
So
still bring, but
if sorry, my brother, if it is that type you brought, I don't think anybody will be failing reading. That type you brought, I don't think anybody will be failing reading, because if you check, everybody that comes back for this CELPIP exam comes back because of reading. You will see somebody will have 8, 9, 8. Come to the reading, the person will not get up to 5. That person will pass listening, writing, and speaking. Coming to
let's.
reading,
I think the only thing we need to do, we need to read wide, practice more, so that it become a bit easier for us.
Exactly. So that you're not surprised by anything. That's what I've mentioned earlier. That it doesn't matter what new kind of modification you get, as long as you've practiced enough to know
Exactly.
how to take out the answer, you would be able to do that. Okay, let me give you an analogy, right? Language or tests in this case are like, you know how to drive, right? You would put the first gear in and the car would go forward. You'd put the sixth gear and the car would go backward. Since you know the skill how to drive, you can drive literally anywhere. It doesn't matter. You have learned how to drive on a road, but if you have the skills to drive, you can even drive in a rough terrain. So that means that you just need to know the skill in order to drive literally anywhere. So in language, or in these cases, for example, it's the same analogy. You need to know the skill, and if you do know the skill, you can literally take yourself anywhere with these skills. You can answer any types of questions because you know how to find the answer.
Yes, but at the same time, what she's also trying to explain is the ones we have been practicing has those 4 questions, and it's easier for you to connect those questions to the diagrams. But in this way, where the questions have, as in maybe you look at the questions and your answers are not gotten from the picture, it gives you another understanding of the whole thing. Does it mean now you have to start thinking of your answers since it's not found in the diagram? And she's
that,
saying this is what
that
is
is, yes,
constantly,
that is
this
what
is
I'm
what
saying.
is constantly coming out now, according to her, because she has gone through it for a second, it's still coming out. So how do we now go into questions like this, that the questions are not in the diagram? How we will now be able to, how will we find it easy to answer such questions?
That's
Let's
exactly
let her go
what
through
I'm
this
saying.
with
Let
us.
her continue with this one. Let's
Let her
let's
continue
do
with
this
this
one.
one. Let's not waste
Let's
time,
do it.
please.
Let's not waste time. Let's
Since we
get
are
back.
much here.
All right. Okay. So this one is a similar example to what we have covered before, and I'm assuming since we have only one piece of information, so this would be inference based. How do we start? We start by reading very quickly about what are we reading about. Your dream garden delivered to your doorstep, greenhouses, creations, and meets the beauty of outdoor space, custom garden designs, vision lifestyle, garden cleanups. Okay, so they're going to do the garden cleanup themselves, eco-friendly landscaping, affordable pricing, that's something that we need to look out for. Offers you love, free soil testing, exclusive first time bonus. Now, why am I reading only the first few things? Just to get an idea of what I'm reading. Because when we come back to the questions over here, we are going to lead it back anyways, right? So, no, where was I? Yeah. At just 179 from 499, that's for premium. Why choose OSIS? Eco-conscious practices, expert touch, convenience, limited time, service area. Okay, that's it. Kind of understand what this is about. It's about vertical gardening. To Emily from James. Hey Emily, I came across something that I thought might catch your eye. There's a service out there that could take your outdoor space from something functional to something dash without you having to lift a finger. From something functional, this is a keyword, to something dash. So,
Exceptional.
what do you guys think?
Exceptional.
Exceptional.
That's the answer, exceptional.
Exceptional, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Please, I've
So,
not gotten it. Oh.
That's what
Mm-mm.
my sister, that is what I'm saying. To get the
that you're
answer
not
of
getting
this
it?
type is
Okay,
not
okay.
easy.
Let's have a look at it again. Why are we not getting it? Because I think that you are, focusing too much on this part. Again, as I've mentioned, for inference-based question, it's not specific detail that the answers always come from here. So let's read it again. This is, as we have just very briefly read, free soil testing. It would custom design itself, eco-friendly landscaping. But let's see. I came across something I thought catch your eye. There's a service out there, this service that could take your outdoor space from something functional to something dash. Now, functional means that, that it's functional means very good, that it's working. So from something functional to something dash without you having to lift a finger would suggest that you don't have to do anything. Your garden space, right now, it's functional, it's okay. But the service could take it to, naturally, you would
Exceptional.
assume that if this is a service that you're paying for, it's going to take that you have nothing to work at, it's going to take it from here to here.
So yeah,
It's a
yeah.
business, right? So it's a comparison.
So
So
can we look
chaotic.
at that exceptional? Please, can I come in from here, please?
Mhm.
Are we looking at what we should be looking at now? Something functional to something. That means we are looking at better, best, and I don't know,
Yes, synonyms.
synonyms. So something like that. You look at the synonyms of that. That is what we'll be looking out for. Since they want it to be better, I think something like that. Let's continue, sir.
No, it's something. So answer is exceptional, right?
Yes, but I'm sorry, Franklin, I didn't get your question. Like, you're giving me a second option, that why not this?
No,
No, he's
because
asking why we are not searching for these synonyms. It's not synonyms. We have to take the superlative forms of
So,
functional to what it going
um,
to be. That's why
Okay,
we
okay.
are not looking.
Let's say that you're looking for synonym. You're looking for synonym of functional, right?
mhm.
Either functional, either without you having to lift a finger. So does any other option look like a synonym?
No, chaotic and all those ones are different.
yeah,
Again,
this
let's
one
say Franklin.
unnecessary is not there.
No,
Exceptional
let's
is
say
the only answer there.
The other ones are negative.
okay.
Yeah,
So
they are
no.
negative. Yes, we can also use that.
Okay, so let's say again, Franklin, or
Yeah,
Cordelia. Let's say you're not sure that exceptional is the answer. Is there any other answer that fits in better?
I think a transformational can also go. No,
No, that's two.
Where is
That's true.
transformation?
That's true. That's true.
No,
One is
oh,
not
we are
chaotic,
one.
one.
exceptional,
Okay, we are
necessary,
one. Okay,
and
sorry.
under.
Sorry, we are one. Okay, it's a chaotic negative, unnecessary negative,
And under.
Exactly, exactly. And
on
again, let's say that
underwhelming or negative.
okay, yeah, transformation is the second option. Are you talking about
No,
transformation?
you made a mistake. That's
Okay, okay, okay.
number two.
Hmm.
Yeah, also let me tell you something interesting. This usually happens in a test as well, but please keep this as a last resort. But this is like a hack. Usually in your answers just like this, we have always choose the odd one out. If you say you have the last minute, you can't read, you need to make a guess. So choose the odd one out. Chaotic, unnecessary, underwhelming, all three negatives, only one exceptional is positive. So only one odd one out, it would be the answer. But then again, keep this as a last minute
Option.
resort. But this is very interesting. In most of the MCQs, whether it be CELPIP, whether it be a aptitude test, so odd one out usually is the answer. But anyways, yeah, let's come back. Have we understood this one? Let's say if you don't know exceptional is the answer, or you don't know any of the answer anyways, choose, reason it out. If it's taking too much time, remember, if it's taking too much time, move on, because do not mess up rest of your test because of one question. You can always come back to this if you have later on, if later on you have time. But let's say that you spend 5 minutes on one task, naturally you're going to flunk the next few questions anyways, right? So if you can, if you feel like you're able to do this, if you're able to reason it out within a minute or two, fine, go for it. Reason every option out. Otherwise, move on. Okay, then we have this. They specialize in creating personalized garden dash focusing on natural eco-conscious methods. Now, we're looking at what do they specialize in. Creating personalized garden, one option. Focusing on natural eco-conscious methods. We read about it over here, right?
Yeah.
Eco-friendly landscaping means eco-conscious methods. That's like natural eco-conscious methods. Personalized gardens, custom custom gardens. So we've got two keyword. Oh wait, we've got two keywords over here. Now let's look at the options we have. Now, how would you answer this one?
Transformations.
Transformations.
We've got
Focusing on
transformations.
natural.
Garrett, Linda, Azivike. What do you guys think? Cordelia, Franklin,
Is
give all
transformation.
of your options.
So their topic is like if you go to the front top of the leaflet, this they're saying that something exceptional and something making it happen. So it's like transformation can be the answer because focusing on natural eco-conscious method in line and what you wanted. So everything is a transformation. So I think it's the answer.
Okay, wait. We have Peterkin. Yes, you've raised your hand.
Yeah, I believe basically if the first part of the question focusing on natural, what clicks to my brain first when you're because we're talking about landscaping company here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So plan has to be because if you're focusing on something based on the diagram that we're looking on, they have to have a plan. So I believe plan would come first before transformation.
Okay.
Sorry, please, can you go to the beginning of that poster, the heading?
Okay. So we've got plans. That's a very good understanding, or that's a very good
If you
reasoning.
can I
Plans
say
to be.
something? Can I say something?
Yes, Franklin, go ahead.
Eh, Personally, what I will look at is let me pick it from without you here lifting a finger, okay, full stop. They specialize in creating. I'll be looking at the word creating personalized garden because if you look at what they say they will deliver to your desktop. They will deliver to your doorstep. Your dream garden deliver to your doorstep. Now, when a garden is not delivered, it's a plan that is delivered. So when they deliver a plan to you, they give you the feasibility plan. You will not choose your option before they cannot come and do a transformation. So
Okay.
here, plans work. I pick plan, even when it may not be the right side, but plan works better. Creating a plan. I will go with the word creating a plan. There's another guided plan.
Okay. We've got plans. So you would also think that it's plans, right? Look. Okay.
But
Let's have a look.
there's something I want to. When you look at special offers you love, there's something that says free soil testing with every garden makeover. If a garden is going to have a makeover, that means there's a garden already and you want to transform it.
Yes. Look at
Okay.
the evidence, right? We do not have an evidence for plans. And okay, everyone agrees
Okay.
that disasters and messes are, taken out, right? Because they specialize
Okay.
in disasters or messes. Not really. They don't say that, oh, if you
Okay.
have a disaster of a garden, we're going to clean
Listing a
that up as
guiding
well.
makeover package. Okay.
But we have a makeover package over here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, how is this or why is this a specific detail? Because we found this and this over here. Okay. So basically, there's the evidence for transformation is more because of this keyword over here, makeover. So
Mm.
they specialize in creating personalized gardens, transformations, focusing on natural eco-conscious methods. How are they transforming? By focusing on natural ecosystem or conscious methods. Definitely in line with what you've mentioned, wanting for your garden.
Yeah.
They don't just stop at design. Okay. They
Mm.
don't just stop at design. They'll even
Because,
tidy up,
because
make
it
sure the
also
soil
says, it also indicates the cost. It says 179 is for complete garden makeover packages. So if you already have a garden that can be
It's a
transformed,
general transformation.
yeah.
Yeah. Another thing we must look at there is a plan is inside transformation. Plan is inclusive in transformation. So when you want to transform a beautiful garden, you
Mm.
must have a plan and an execution. So transformation is the best answer.
exactly. Then we have, yeah, continuing. They will even tidy up, make sure, okay, as you're reading, try to make sense as well. Okay.
Mm.
Think that you are the one writing this letter. So they don't only stop at design, means more
Design, yeah.
advantages are coming. They'll tidy up, make sure the soil is in perfect shape, and
Mhm.
offer a few little dash that might be too good to pass up. What do you pass up? Or what do you not pass up? They offer a few little challenges, inconveniences, extras, or setbacks. Also, look at the odd one out, by the way.
Rule out inconvenience and setback.
Mm. And
Rule
challenges,
it out and challenge. Just rule them out.
yeah, because they all
They,
this.
why would they offer a few little challenges or inconveniences? He's talking. The person is talking about advantages, right? They'll tidy up. They'll make sure that the soil is in perfect shape. So why will he say that? Oh, they will offer you a few challenges as well.
And
No.
like you said, the other three are similar, and extra is the odd one out.
So extra would be the answer. Why?
Answers, yeah. Extras.
Why? Challenges, inconvenience, setbacks, they mean the same thing, problems. So offer a few little problems does not make any sense. He's
Mm.
trying to say that, okay, these are the advantages, right? So they might offer a few little extras as well that might be too good to pass up. Make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
Uh, if you're not in a rush, there's something about getting in dash that could make the whole thing even more tempting. If you're not in a rush, there's something about getting in. If you're not in a rush, we read something, yeah, here, book early. So if you're not in a rush means that if you book early, um, where is this?
Early.
Where did I go? Yeah, if you're not in a rush, there's something about getting in. A late, early, stuck, frustrated. Wait, what?
Early.
Struck and frustrated. Rule them out.
If you're not in a rush,
Early.
there's
Early.
something about getting in early. Early,
Early. If you're not in a rush,
yeah.
uh, there's something about getting in early that could make the whole thing even more tempting. Means that if you do get in early,
Booking
you will
early.
get a flower bed installation. So that makes it even more tempting. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we have, and again, if you have a look over here, this is again the odd one out, right? Late, stuck, frustrated, negative connotations. Early is the only one with a positive connotation. Let me know if you're curious. I think it could be worth dash, especially with how much time it could save you
Exploring.
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 exploring. Again, the odd one out, ignoring, avoiding, dismissing negative connotations.
It seems
Um,
this odd one out is even making the answers easier to locate.
Better. Yeah.
it does, but it's not always the case. By the way, mostly works with inference-based question, because if it's
Yeah,
specific detailed question,
but
you
it's
would
making
have
it easier
bigger
now. But when you
But
look
yeah,
at the other ones, the one that is different, you just click on it and move.
all right. Any other question from here? Cordelia, I hope you understood
But
how to do
can I?
and
But this is my first time of seeing this kind of question. But I think this kind of question is even easier than the other one.
that's the opposite of what Cordelia has been
Yeah,
saying.
it's even my first time of seeing this one because I normally
Yes,
see the other for the table ones.
yes.
But it's good that at least
We
somebody
we
saw
brought
brought
it to our
it up.
attention. Please,
Because if
please,
you
if you
see
can
all
start
like
with a lot
this,
of questions to help us.
yeah, if you come and see this one at first, you will just get confused.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Thank you, Josh.
now that you know, that's good thing. That's a very interesting thing. Good for you that you were here and
Yeah,
we've got to experience this. But I hope, pray for all of you that you get easier tests so that everything goes well for
Maybe
you.
it's depending the zone the person is.
now is it different questions for different place you go for?
Since you say you've not seen this type, so which means it's different zones that they set their question differently.
No, me, I've not even done it before. It's just the questions we.
Okay. Because this last one I did, this type will come out.
No worry. But
All
thank
right.
God for this selecting similar ones and picking the odd one out.
Because now
Okay.
we are conversing.
Yeah.
Wait for you in the exam hall with no time. Before you will be able to think, let me eliminate this and take this. Before you know, time, fiam.
Time has gone. Thank you for
Okay.
bringing this on, please.
Any other question from here, or shall we move on to part 3 of reading?
Yeah, let's move
We
on
can
to.
move on to part 3.
Okay. Have you guys done this test before? Let me pull up another document. Oh, wait, I just crossed the whole thing. Just a second. I'm so sorry. Okay. Have you done that part 3 before about narwhals, the whales?
Yes, we have.
Yes, please. We need another
We
one.
can.
Okay, let me find another one real quick. Just a second.
Is this
It
another
is
one of this type of part 3?
No, reading.
That's
Reading.
what this is reading now.
Okay, sorry, part 3.
Ah.
ABC or so.
Hi. I don't know. This reading is
Is
some.
anybody talking from BC here, British Columbia?
Me, I'm talking from Peterborough. I don't even know where center is.
Hmm.
Because they said they now have a new center here. I don't even know.
It's even better for you. Me, before I will be able to go to the center, I will suffer. No bus, nothing.
Are you in Ontario?
Yes. But the side I am, if I'm in Kitchener, Cambridge, Guelph, it's as easy as you can even trek and go to the
That means,
centers. They have many centers that side.
that
The
means you are
place,
living in the village.
the place I am is nothing to write home about.
Oh, they just opened the new center in Peterborough.
I
Oh
thank God.
my
While
actually, sir.
while we are making small talk, Franklin, have we met somewhere before, or have we been in a session together? I feel like I've
No,
already
this
seen
is
you.
my first time of joining.
That's weird. Okay.
You can bring the part 3 you are talking of. Let's see.
I am trying. Yeah, I am trying to pull up a document. It's taking a bit longer than expected.
Okay.
Part 3 is the A and B, not in
Yeah.
ABC, not included as well.
Yeah, can somebody share any other document? That whale is we have it in their platform. It's just we need other questions.
Is
Yeah,
it
for
the
part
one of
3.
A, B, C, D, and E, not in the
Found
some?
it.
Yeah,
Found it.
part 3.
Part
Part
three
3,
is
yes.
one of the easiest question types. I would say that again, part 3 is easy. Let me show you how. Because while inference based question, personally I feel like inference based questions kind of get a bit hard. I have a habit of overthinking everything, especially my, what do you call it, like information reading and all that. So part 3, easy stuff, because it's not inference based, mostly it's specific detail. So if you are a person who would much rather answer specific detailed questions, part 3 would be very easy for you. Let me show you how. Mm. Okay, I hope you've not done this one before. The dragonflies.
Salary paragraph. Okay.
Okay, so this is a test taken from the original Paragon, and this is a practice test. So it might be a bit inconvenient because it's not left and right. It's up and down, but let's see. Okay, so what's the strategy over here? Now, let me show you the right strategy and compare it with the most commonly used strategy as well, so that you would see the difference. What a lot of people or test takers do over here is that they read the first statement and then they match it against the 4 paragraphs. They would read the first paragraph to find it, then the second, then the third. Let's say they find it in the third, they're going to put it down as 3. And then they read the second question. Then they do the same thing again. Read the first paragraph to find it, the second, and then the third,
Where
then the
is
fourth.
where is time to do all these ones?
That is very time taking, right? That is redundant as well, because you're reading one passage 2 to 3 times. So while that would be very good for your main idea questions, it would not be effective. So instead of matching one statement with 4 paragraphs, match one paragraph against the 9 statements. How are we going to do that? So start from the questions. Oh, wait. Okay, start from the questions like this, 9 statements. You're going to give them a quick read. Do not spend more than 2 minutes on this task, like on reading the statements. How are you going to read it? Just repeat only the keyword in your head. If it's possible for you, if you have a different mother tongue, try to translate that word into your own mother tongue, so that your brain would just, map it out. It would remember it. That's just one strategy that you can use. So dragonflies can be used as a form of pest and illness control. So pest and illness control is the keyword over here. Pest and illness control. The dragonfly's hunting tactics vary depending on its life stage. So we're talking about hunting tactics depending on life stage. So, adult dragonflies would have different hunting tactics. Smaller dragonflies have different hunting tactics. I'm not explaining this to explain to you guys, but rather to remember what I'm talking about. So naturally, what I mean is that try to explain it to yourself. Okay. Close proximity to water is necessary for dragonfly habitation. That okay, they need to remain near water. Dragonfly's eyes have inspired new vision technology. So their eyes, basically, in one of the paragraphs, we're going to read about eyes. That's it. Dragonflies have been in existence since prehistoric times. So existence since prehistoric times. Nymph's maturation rate depends on its nutrient intake. Nymph, let's say we do not know right now what is nymph. So nymphs, the word itself is a keyword for us. Maturation rate depends on nutrient intake. Try to make it make sense that the more it eats, the bigger it gets, the more mature it gets, because it depends on how much it eats, nutrients. New information about dragonflies is still being discovered, so we're going to find new information even today. Canadian dragonflies have unique hunting techniques. We read about hunting techniques earlier as well, but this time it's Canadian. Over here, we read about depending on its life stage. Over here, it's Canadian. They have unique hunting techniques. Dragonflies spend less time in full maturity than in early life phases. Spend less time in full maturity means that they live longer as kids, and then when they get mature, they die quick. I think that's what it means. We've read it. Have a quick look again. Pest and illness control, hunting tactics, water, proximity to water, eyes, uh, existence since prehistoric times, maturation rates, nutrient intake, new information still being discovered, Canadian dragonflies, hunting techniques, less time and full maturity than early life phases. We've read it. Now, as you have seen, I have not skimmed. We don't necessarily need to skim over here right now. Then we're going to start. Oh, we've already read it over here. We're going to start with part A, paragraph A. Now, even reading is a bit different. Okay, how is reading different? Try to dismantle the paragraph into main ideas. What does it mean to dismantle the paragraph? See in one paragraph how many topic sentences are being talked about. Topic sentences means main ideas. In one paragraph, you could have as many as 4 to 5 main ideas, and you could have as less as just one main idea, that this is literally the whole topic that's surrounded by. For example, belonging to an order of carnivorous insects called odonates, a word which derives from Greek word for tooth, dragonflies have existed for more than 300 million years, yet scientists have only recently begun researching them. So that's one sentence. What's the keyword? That they're called odonates, Greek origin, and they have existed for more than 3 million years, one of the oldest species. First thing we read about. So this is the first keyword, the first topic sentence. Exact number of dragonfly species is unknown. So now we're going to read about dragonfly species. Unknown, scientists believe over 5,000 worldwide, more than 450 in North America, 80 in British Columbia alone. So till here, second point, species. First point was that they're very old. Second point is species. And then specific details, numbers, how many, but species. Dragonflies are unique creatures with a diverse range of habitats. Where do they live? They have been detected in both acidic bogs, alkaline lakes. Although dragonflies can be found in a wide range of environments, they all live near water. So water. So habitats means where do they live? So we got to know that they all live near water, one thing. Okay, so in this paragraph, 3 topic sentences. They're very old, from Greek origin, different dragonfly species, and where do they live? So now let's compare these 3 topic sentences or these 3 main ideas with these 9 statements. Did we read anything about pest and illness control?
No.
No. Hunting tactics?
No.
Close proximity to water is necessary?
Yes.
Yes. So very quickly, A.
Yes.
Eyes?
No.
No.
Existence have been in existence since prehistoric times.
Yes.
300 million years. A. Nymph, or how much do they eat?
No.
No. No.
New information?
Yes.
Yes.
No. No. No.
No.
No.
No. New information? No.
No.
We've only read about information, but new information? No.
Yeah,
Canadian dragonflies hunting?
No.
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 Hunting?
No.
No.
And last one also no. Okay, so very quickly we got 2 questions, 3 and 5. Now let me also tell you one more thing. As you're doing this, you're also narrowing down your options. What does it mean? Right now for paragraph A, we had to look at 9 statements. Did we read about this, that, third, fourth? So we found 2 answers. Now for paragraph B, we only have 7 options to look from. So that would be faster and quicker. Let's say 3 options are paragraph B. So for paragraph C, we would only have like 4 options to look at. So that would be much faster and much quicker. So you see how you keep on narrowing down your options. As you move on, it becomes faster and faster. Now, and you know, as you move on, the keywords also kind of like make lasting impressions in your head because you keep on reading them. So this is all about like, you know, how you start part 3. Then let's read about paragraph 2. Over here as well, let's see what do we read about. Dragonflies lay their fertilized eggs in pond or marshes during spring and summer. So first thing, where do they lay eggs?
Yes.
Class
Yes.
From
Spring
these eggs,
and summer.
yeah. From these eggs emerge nymphs, immature water-dwelling insects. Depending on the species, dragonfly may spend anywhere from 1 to 4 years in the nymph stage, living just below the water surface before becoming a fully developed adult, mature enough to climb out of its watery home, shed its skin, and fly away. So, in the whole thing, we read about nymph stage, where do they live, and basically where do they live. We do not read about what do they eat. We do not read about hunting, nothing like that. Relative to its entire life cycle, the time a dragonfly spends as an adult is short. We read about mature,
Mm,
lasting only several months. So we
mm,
read about only two things: nymph stage, how do they live, and that they spend less time as adult, lasting only several months. Pest and illness, no.
No,
Hunting, no.
no,
Eyes, no.
no,
Maturation rate, nutrient intake. We read
No.
about nymph, but did we read about
no,
how
no,
No.
new information?
no.
No.
No. Canadian dragonflies?
No.
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 yes,
Dragonflies
9 years.
spend less
yes.
time as adult.
Nine,
Nine.
Yes.
nine B.
Okay.
Paragraph B. So now we have 6 options to look from for paragraph C. Okay, now I would want you guys to look at this. Read it, take your time, and then tell me what is this talking about.
Is that for food?
So paragraph C talk basically how they
The
how
hunting
they hot their how they how they hot for food,
For their
and
food and the
the
type of food
techniques,
they
yeah,
eat.
the techniques of hotting for their food, and
Perfect. Okay.
how they
yeah.
are eating.
So,
what they eat.
so in part 3, hunting techniques are talked about, and then what they talk about is
Yeah.
the nymphs. How do they hunt? Now we also understand what are nymphs, baby
Baby
dragonflies,
dragonfly, yeah.
right? So nymph, uh, how do they hunt? And then
What they eat.
When they are
adults,
small.
how do they hunt?
I
That's
saw
the whole
that how
paragraph,
they,
right?
yeah.
That's the whole paragraph. Okay, so what matches? Pest and illness? No.
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 Dragonflies
Yes.
hunting tactics vary depending on its life stage?
Yes.
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 See,
Yes. So C. So 2 is also C. Eyes,
No.
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 maturation rate depends on nutrient intake.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
no,
No. 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 No.
Yes.
Keyword depends.
Depends
We
on
do
the
no,
read,
nutrient intake.
no,
we do
Yes.
Yes.
read
Yes.
nymph, we do read nutrient intake, but depends.
Yes.
Where can you
They
read that
said
the more they eat, the more they grow, or the
mhm,
less they eat, the more they grow? Do you read a relationship between how much they eat and how much they grow?
no,
Have a
they
look
said
again.
they eat aquatic insects, and once they grow big enough, sometimes consume tadpoles and even small fish. Then as adults too, dragonflies hunt while flying to
Through the
survive.
air.
They capture mosquitoes, small, medium, and this thing.
no. The answer is
No,
no.
but yeah, you will read, or you are reading that what do nymphs eat? But do
There
we
was no
read that
comparison.
how much do they grow because of what
Mm,
they eat?
No.
We do not read a symbiotic relationship. So no. So one of the questions would be misleading like that. You would have the keywords, but you would not have the relationship. Okay, so no. And as you would have seen, that the rest of the questions were very quick. So that means that we can, if you are confused between one option and you feel like, oh shit, I need to spend more time on this, do not panic. Because the rest of the options, the easy options, would go too quick. That would leave you some time to confirm an answer. But I would still suggest confirming put it for the end. Okay. New information, no. Canadian dragonflies and hunting techniques,
No.
no. And as
Mhm.
you can see also that it's going faster and faster, right? Okay. Now paragraph D.
I see this
Again, I
thing.
would let you guys read.
This is the best method. Okay. Researchers
Come
have
again?
not noticed.
Are you saying something, Franklin?
No,
No, no, he's trying to
just
read.
I'm just
Oh,
murmuring
okay,
the
okay. Go ahead.
feelings.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So what are you reading about over here?
The
Talk
eye.
about speed and
Talking
their
about the eye.
yeah
I,
fastest
okay. I,
The speed limit.
okay.
speed
So
limit.
if you remember the keyword or the statement I and new vision technology. We read about I, but do we read
Mm,
about technology?
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, let's have a look at it again. Let's first see what did we read about. Researchers are continually uncovering interesting facts. We read about the speed. We read about the eye, the speed, the eye. We read about in Myanmar, they have been introduced to water treater for the habit of eating mosquito larvae. We read about how they eat mosquito larvae, which is a strategy for controlling diseases such as dengue fever. Okay, who knows what future research will reveal about this fascinating creature? So over here, main idea, we continue to see new facts about
Yeah.
dragonfly.
Unify. Yeah.
Still continues.
Yeah.
Speed,
In fact.
eye, dengue fever. They also save us from dengue fever. So pest and illness control,
Yes.
No,
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
pest, mosquitoes,
Yes.
illness control,
Control dengue
dengue
fever.
fever. Used as a form. So yeah, this is D. So one is done. 4. Dragonflies have inspired new vision technology.
No.
Is
We
it
read about
new in
eyes.
360?
Yeah, we read about eyes, but do we read that humans
There's
are
no.
using
Yeah.
that?
There's
There's
no.
no new vision.
There's
Does
no
not show
new
any
vision
how they've inspired
technology.
technology. No.
Exactly. There's no technology, right?
Mm.
We read about their eyes and 30,000 lenses that
Versus
help
their head
it
detects
detect
emotion.
motion. And that's it. The sentence ends. So, no. So, this is E. If it's not A, B, C, D, it's E. Maturation rate, nutrient intake,
E.
E,
No.
because it's not D. New information about dragonflies,
Yes.
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 yes, 2
D.
times.
Yeah.
Continuously covering interesting facts, future
And who
research.
knows? Yeah.
Exactly. So that's D, double confirmation. Then we have one more. Canadian dragonflies hunting techniques.
There's nothing of Canadian dragon.
No. So
Not
E.
unique.
We did not read about Canadian dragonflies anywhere.
Yeah.
We read about dragonflies in different dragonflies, but Canadian, specifically Canadian dragonflies, not.
Sorry, can
Okay,
you
so
see that number 6 again?
number C.
6.
Mhm. That would be
The needs nutrition rate depends on its. Okay, the needs maturity rate depends on its nutrient intake. Okay.
Can we see number one? I want to see if that Canadian stuff is being mentioned there. Let me see number one.
Paragraph A.
Yeah, paragraph A.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing I can.
Yeah. Okay.
British
North
Columbia.
America, including British
British
Columbia.
Columbia
Columbia is.
is in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
But scientists believe that there are over this amount, including over 80 in British Columbia. British Columbia is in Canada. Can we look at the question?
Mm-hmm. The exact number of the university is known, is unknown, but scientists believe that there are over 500 and
Can we
8
look at the
British
question now?
Columbia.
Oh,
In
wait.
fact, are unique creatures with diverse range of habits.
Let me scroll down to questions. Are
Let's
we
go.
done?
Let's go to
Go
the
to
questions.
no, down.
Down,
Oh, to the
Number
Canadian
A.
version.
down, yeah.
No, nothing on unique on
All
things.
two techniques, no, nothing like that. So it's complete A.
Yes. So while we do read about Canadian dragonflies in part one, that in there are 5,000 British Columbia, but do we read about their hunting techniques specifically? No.
No.
Okay. So
Okay,
this
I
is
think,
the strategy for part three. Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
I don't think I've applied this method before, so I'll practice this.
As you would see and as you would understand that this is more foolproof than assuming and guessing and then matching the keywords or only matching the keywords, because in this one we eliminate the options as we go, so it's faster. And as you must have seen yourself that you read the passage, you divide it into main headings. Dividing into main headings kind of like sifts the paragraph for you, that in the whole of the paragraph we've only read about three things. Then you match those three things against the ninth statement, and the whole statement you don't read it again and again. You pick a keyword from the statement, you only match it against one word. For example, like how did we do? Paragraph one, uh, we talk about existence, species, water. So pest and illness, no. Hunting, no. So you compare or you match it as short as possible, saving your time.
Okay.
Understandable?
Yes.
Now, can we, is there any way we can activate this uh, this pencil or writer, this marker on the computer?
Oh, this is an annotation app that yes, you can use. I think you'd have to download this annotation app. It's called Kami.
No, during
Let
exam.
me.
During
No,
the exam.
No, no,
no.
no, no. No, during the exam, no.
During
You
exam,
cannot.
what you would do during exam is the paper you're given. If you read paragraph, if you read A, you just write down the key points in A.
Writing will take
Yes,
time more.
Linda, that's a very famous. Yeah, that's a very popular strategy.
But
But just
it's time
for that you
consuming.
need to do a lot of practice to do it very quickly, very quickly.
No, I'm just telling him because it seems in
It's
case he
time,
wants something.
assuming this thing is there, you
to
just rule it so that when you are tracing it, it's easy to trace, It's okay. We'll
Yeah,
get it.
he will get
All
it.
right. So let's try to wind up. Let's wind it up here for today. And we did not get to touch the grammar part of it, but that's fine. We can do that in the next session. I hope for those who had joined for the first time, it was just as beneficial and interesting as it was for me. And it was very nice to meet you. Do you have any other questions for me before we wind up?
Can I have a personal class with you?
Come again?
Can I have a class with you?
I
Maybe.
think you can. Yes, that depends on the schedule, but you can talk to Abby about that. If you want to hold a specific, if you want to hold like a separate, a recap session or maybe a reading session, you can talk to Abby about that.
Okay.
All right. Any other question?
Yeah. Anshar here. Just wanna, say thanks, for actually it was very informative, as much as, we weren't talking much. I was just pretty observant. I think one of the key things that, all of us on the platform here need to take into consideration. I believe the CELPIP exam is much more structural, in a way
Exactly.
wherein it's much more, understandable than else, because the writing task in else, it's so complicated that the skimming method, you can use it and still not be accurate. So we just need to probably use the strategies that, the person that is actually, tutoring you on a day-to-day basis, and try to see how best you can use your common sense too, and, improvise. Because here, if we went through the passage, we figure out the key points, we made the key points clear to us so that we could understand the answers right there. So I think it's a win-win situation with the CELPIP.
You're absolutely right. I've been an instructor for IELTS as well, comparatively. Like, I've done both, but I always am in favor of CELPIP. It's a much easier test because it tests your communicative abilities and communicative English as well. So comparatively, it's much easier. And at the end of the day, at its core, CELPIP is just a test, and a test you can crack. As you know, like, if you know what to expect, what is to come, you know the strategies for it, so you can easily crack it because it's a test. It's not um, basically like that. So you're absolutely right over there. All right. Any other question? Any other
Thank
remark?
you.
No worries. Joy, it was good to see you here. And
Thank
yeah,
you.
then
Thank you very much.
So if you want us to continue practicing, please reach out. We can do more together.
Who is it with you?
Yeah,
yes,
let's
I
just be
really encourage
working.
this. If you have questions that you feel like, in your sessions during your trainers, you feel like it's too much time taking, so we can use this time over here, and we can do it as a collaborative, collective work. It's very interesting. I got
Thank you
I
so much
had a lot of fun.
for coming. Please, if you have anything you want us to do, we can continue, please. So for me, it's all about this epi this time around.
Yeah.
All right, then. If nothing else, let's wind it up over here. It was very nice to meet you guys. I hope to see you again on next Saturday.
Yeah, in Kiru, hope you share more questions next week, Saturday. Thank you.
No problem. No problem.
We dig it out,
Okay.
I beg.
Thank
No
you.
problem. No
So
All
problem.
right.
Thank you
Have a
very much.
nice
Thank you.
one. Have a
all
nice
right,
Thank you.
weekend.
Bye.
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 Okay,
Bye.
bye.
let her go. Once she go, we can talk.
Okay, we should stay. We should still stay behind.
I don't know if
Okay.
they can't edit now. She can
No,
only leave the group.
I don't think. Seems she will close it down.
No, if she want to leave,